I mean, did you even go to Alaska if you didn't hike on a glacier? Well, if not, come with me to go hike on Matanuska Glacier. Good morning and welcome back to another day of my quarter life gap year. If you're new here, I quit my corporate job to travel the world. Today we're waking up in Valdez, Alaska and driving 2 hours to Matanuska Glacier to go on a glacier hike. Alright, fast forward a little, we got our helmets on and all our gear and we're ready to go. We're doing a adventure trek guided tour, so we're going to be hiking on the glacier and ice rappelling. And there she is! This ice rock balanced here might look small, but it's over 1,000 pounds. I picked up a piece of the glacier off the ground and it's so clear. I know this part of the ground looks muddy, but it's actually clear ice. We had to be super careful about where we stepped because of these crevasses that could be hundreds of feet deep. But they were a beautiful glacier blue color though. And now we're making our first stop along the hike, which is to open this glacier and try some delicious glacier water. Our guide basically pickaxed a little hole for the water to flow through and it was so good and refreshing. I wish I could bottle it up. And then we continued walking along the ice into this ice canyon type thing. The videos do not do it justice though. It was super picturesque and a lot bigger than it looks. And then we started our ascent as we started gaining a lot more elevation. This is pretty steep on the way up and slippery from the ice, so we were told to stomp our feet into the ice with our crampon spikes to keep from slipping down. It took me a lot of focus and balance to take this video here without falling. We took a quick break to catch our breath and finally we were high enough to see the view behind us. Here's some water flowing through the crevasse. And then we keep on continuing up. If anything, this is probably more steep than before and I tripped here because I was too focused on taking a video, so I probably should take things slower. And now we finally reached the highest point of our hike, so we took a little break here, ate our snacks, took some pictures, enjoyed the view. As we took our little break, the tour guide used their ice axe to start making a hole and set up a rope to clip our harnesses on as protection while we basically walk along the side of an icy cliff. So if someone falls or a crevasse opens up randomly, then we'll be safe. And then immediately after this, our tour guide started setting up for our first ice rappel. This is where we'll be going off, and basically we go one by one as the guides belay us and we walk backwards slowly down the cliff. I was the first one to go down, so this is Matt coming down, and then this is the next view that we'll be at. It had been raining here and there this whole hike, but then the sun started to come out and we enjoyed the mountain views while the tour guide started setting up for the next ice rappelling already.
literally tasted like I was drinking spruce trees. And it wasn't.
This is probably the best visibility we got of the mountains around us. And then this next ice wall that we're rappelling off of is a lot steeper than the other. This one is about 60 feet tall, whereas the other one was about 40 feet tall. It's not too difficult to find a place to put your feet in the ice, but it's just a little more slippery. More mountain views as I waited for everyone else to come down. And off we go again to the main part of the hike, which is the glacier lake. Just like before, we had to be careful of where we're stepping, and we even had to jump over this large crevasse over here. We do not want to fall into that. Okay, and we finally made it to our last stop, which is this glacier lake and waterfall spire type area. It was actually super picturesque here, and we spent some time just taking in the views of the ice in the glacier lake, and it was such a cool reflection of the water right here. We had to be super careful of where we stepped again because these looked like puddles, but then they also could be hidden crevasses. There was another trickle of glacier water coming out of the ice, and it was the most refreshing water I've ever had, especially now after the hike. And then there are these little whirlpools coming out of the water. I can't remember what the guide said about that, so if you know, let me know.
You are too.
One last look at the glacier before we headed back. Just for convenience, I filled up my water bottle with the glacier water. So we basically hiked in a loop, so we're closer now to the exit entrance than where we started, so it only took us about 20 to 30 minutes to hike back to our beginning. Big step right here. It took another second to admire how clear this ice was right here, and you can see the glacier blue down underneath it. And after 4 hours of hiking, we're now back off the glacier. So many Alaskan tours offer seeing a glacier from a boat, but I would highly recommend a glacier hike so you can get on top of the actual glacier. And after that, we drove back to Anchorage with the prettiest sunset views. Look at how beautiful of a shade of purple that the mountains are. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
It's all the western coast.